Hello and welcome everyone to Love on the Planets. And this is our recording for the new moon in August, new moon in Leo, I should say, in August. My goodness, have to mention it's in Leo. And I am Margaret Gray in Dublin, Ireland.
And I'm Armand Diaz, summering on the Gold Coast of Long Island, New York. Well, I have to tell you that if you're in the States, this does happen on July 31st as opposed to August 1st.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yes, of course, we're kind of 5 hours ahead of the East Coast and 8 hours ahead of the West Coast. Now, Armand, believe it or not, dare we say that this is a really nice new moon for relationships, because it's been a while since we've been able to say that. And, you know, our listeners will know we're very honest. We don't kind of pretend that something is going to be hunky-dory if it really looks like it's going to be a little challenging or more. So really, I mean, this looks like a really wonderful new moon. What do you think?
Well, it's in Leo, and you gotta love that. That's an important one. I'm gonna be very pro about that. But I really think it is a very nice new moon. I think, first of all, after June's murky Neptunian vibe and July's very tense eclipsey vibe, I've got to say that I'm pretty excited for the calmer kind of vibe that comes up with with August and going forward, and certainly at this new moon. But there's a lot of good stuff happening at this new moon. I mean, not only is it in Leo, but we also have Venus conjunct it, and you know, to my mind, that's going to be a nice thing.
Well, it's a lot about heart, isn't it? Leo is the heart and generosity and expansiveness, and not to forget playfulness. It's been a while since we've been able to say, you know, time to play with relationships. You know, if you're single, maybe it's time to look around and start dating a little bit. And what better time than the summer, at least for those of us up here in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, to really have some fun. And also there's that wonderful trine to Jupiter. And I know you were saying earlier, you know, when we were chatting, that it's a little far apart. But I think Jupiter is so powerful. It gives that expansive energy. So again, it's all about opening, about expansion, opening our heart, having fun, thinking about really things like joy. What brings us joy in relationships? So if you're in a long-term relationship, you know, it's really time to plan something fun and to really think, what do we enjoy doing together? What do we enjoy doing apart? But also, this is a time with that Venus still close to the sun, about thinking of, you know, what can we do together?
Indeed, indeed. I mean, it's so different than that heavy Cancer Capricorn axis. I mean, not that it's necessarily heavy, but it's been heavy. And it has a much more joyful, a much more fiery energy about it. And I mean, it's true. The sun is fairly far away from Jupiter. We can look forward to them connecting later on in the month. But the moon gets there pretty soon, and will carry that energy. So I feel that it is, you know, a very upbeat, buoyant kind of energy, which should really be quite positive. And Venus in Leo, you know, I mean, that's good, that's fun, that is party, and for socializing in general. Yes, for romance and things like that, but for socializing in general, it's much more, you know, enjoying yourself at it's a beach volleyball rooftop bar kind of, you know, fun sort of energy, outgoing. I like that a lot.
Oh, that's such a great image, Armand. I can see us all out there, you know, a whole bunch of astrologers playing volleyball, you know, on a rooftop somewhere with a swimming pool. That sounds just
No, don't play
fabulous.
volleyball on the rooftop. Play volleyball on the beach, and then go to
Oh, okay, okay,
play
okay.
volleyball on the roof.
Oh, okay, but the pool can be on the rooftop.
Yeah, you can put a pool on the rooftop. That's a great. This is what we're talking about. You play with ideas. This is it.
Yeah, expansive, fun. And also, it's a great time for traveling. You know, if you're traveling with friends, with family, with loved ones, and, you know, going off somewhere special. I mean, that Jupiterian energy is so good. Or maybe planning a trip even later on. And so, you know, it's really just so much more upbeat. And even though Venus is aspecting Uranus, and we were both chatting about this before, you know, what that might be. And I think it could be also maybe new opportunities in relationships, you know, and relationships, whether you're with somebody for years or, you know, you're just starting something new, there's always room for, you know, refreshing something, you know, a new idea, a new thought, you know. So, be prepared for maybe some nice surprises over the next week.
Well, it's true. The actual new moon happens on Wednesday, and Venus goes on to square Uranus as we approach the weekend. There could definitely be some surprises. There could be some new opportunities showing up. Another way to look at it, though, too, is if you're in a relationship, that it might be a time to sort of try something new, to break out of the box, not to follow old patterns. We've just got over that whole Cancerian season in Venus and Cancer that had a very much, stay at home, tried and true, what's familiar type of vibe. And this is a little bit more like, well, let's experiment a little bit. Let's go to the other, let's go to the restaurant on the other side of the street. So like things like that. A little bit of variation is bound to be a good thing. You don't really want to stay in the box that much with Venus square Uranus. Although, Uranus is in Venus's sign, so they should really be getting along quite well. There's a very, very positive spin on Venus square Uranus with Uranus and Taurus.
So a lot of excitement around, really, isn't there? Fun, excitement, joy, new things, let's just go a little bit out of our comfort zone in a fun way. So really, all in all, a wonderful new moon, and we would love to hear from you all, whether this feels accurate, how you experience it. So do get in touch with us via our Facebook page maybe, and just let us know, what this new moon has been like for you.
And to point out that this new moon is really setting the tone for August, and certainly for the next 2 weeks until the full moon, when we'll see you again.
Absolutely, yes. So go have fun, everyone. We're off to the rooftop, aren't we?
Or the beach.
Take care, Armand. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.